Well, it's November 14th, 2021. Day one of the Warzone Awards pre-production. Uh, yeah, I mean, pretty exciting. Also a little stressful. Always a little stressful, but yeah, really exciting. Back in the swing of things. Um, Over the last couple of years, usually we start pre-production in mid to late November. Uh, and every year, the bigger it gets, the more pre-production you need. Also, the more production you need. Um, but yeah, I'm really excited because new year, new Warzone awards, uh, new ideas, new processes, all those fun things. One of my favorite parts, if not my favorite part of doing the Warzone awards every year, is the the end product of like putting all that hard work in, putting all that time in, and having it be uh, received well is a great feeling. Um, and what makes it even more exciting is that every year we do a different theme, try to do some new things, bring back some old things, and trying to find that balance, and trying to make it funny. Trying to uh, keep it entertaining, but also informative and rewarding for the people who win awards or are nominated for awards, and also just overall, just the whole product at the end is just, to me, just amazing. But yeah, it is November 14th, 2021, day one of the Warzone Award pre-production. Uh, right now, the only thing I have done is a general timeline with dates, important dates I need to follow and make sure I hit, or else we get into a lot of stress and whatnot. In years past, we've generally followed the timelines pretty well, or something always comes up, or maybe something doesn't work out. Maybe like last year, the video doesn't process through Adobe Premiere correctly, and it just breaks, and that's after waiting like 10 hours for it to export, so you have to figure that out. But yeah, there's always going to be challenges and whatnot, but I'm excited to see how we do things this year. Yeah. All right, so it's the end of December now. We're narrowing down some of the nominees for the awards. We already got a lot of map awards, which is kind of surprising. In years past, usually we had more of the strategic award nominees kind of fleshed out early on, compared to map awards. And map awards, sometimes we have to look ourselves for some of the nominees. But this year there was a lot of folks sharing their thoughts on map awards, so that's exciting. I think we have a good wide variety of map makers, different types of maps, some fun maps, some obviously strategic maps. I think it's just a good combination here. And then for the strategic awards, we're still kind of fleshing that out right now. I've been speaking with our Warzone Awards competitive committee, and they've been a huge help, like they were last year, in fleshing out some of the nominees there, making some hard decisions because there's a lot of good Warzone players out there, and trying to find a way to showcase the best players in their respective categories or multiple categories. Definitely is a challenge. So the awards this year, I think, are going to be a little different than what you may have seen in the past couple years. I mean, every year we try to raise the bar. Every year we try to, make it better than it was last year. Try to change it up a little bit, but also keep the things in that people enjoy the most out of the awards. So this was a hard decision for me. A couple decisions in this process that I had a hard time deciding where to go with it. But with the combination of the pandemic continuing, and after last year's awards, which caused a lot of burnout for me, a lot of stress, migraines, all that good stuff. Having all those things in the back of my mind going into this year's awards, I wanted to make sure that I try to do this in a healthy way. Not trying to crunch the last couple of weeks. So with that in mind, I had to, start really early. Usually we start in late November. I started working on things in early November. If anything, I was thinking about the awards in late October about what I wanted to do. And pretty early on, I had a couple themes in mind. Every year we've been slowly going towards one specific theme, with last year's awards being, I think, the most obvious push for a theme. The first couple of awards were mostly just, hey, Warzone.com, what colors do they have? Or what colors did Vizzer choose? Let's use that. And then we kind of did like a more award presentee, almost Grammy looking colors in the past. And then we did then we kind of we just jumped into a Miami vintage 1980s kind of theme, which Ethan and I decided almost a couple years prior to that. Then this year, with Ethan taking a step back to kind of do his own thing, I didn't know where to go necessarily. I didn't really have any strong opinion on a theme, but I got it down to a couple themes. I did get it down to a couple themes, and most of the themes were a reflection of my surroundings. So this year I moved to Denver, Colorado from Baltimore, Maryland. It was not a move that I was expecting to make last year. It kind of just happened. Not that I didn't want to move, but more of an opportunity arose in terms of my work life, the outside of streaming life. So I took it. It's I think I made the right decision, all that good stuff. But it still was a big impact on me, and that is, I think, why one of the themes that I thought of early on was doing a space theme. And the reason you might not see the connection there, but the space theme was kind of a mix of taking a shot, going outside of your comfort zone, doing something that maybe could be risky. I think going to space is risky. How many times have humans tried to get to space and something bad happens? Or there've been plenty of science fiction movies where that's a theme. So that was one of the ideas I had. Another theme I had that I didn't go with, obviously, was a kind of forest, nature versus human kind of theme. I don't even know how to really describe it, but basically it was kind of like a theme where I'm in the woods and shit, and I'd be, I don't know, like building a log cabin or something like that. I don't know. Kind of a frontiersman, I guess is a better way to describe it. And I had a kind of almost like I almost went with that. But then I felt like with what I wanted to do with that, I didn't have the I guess capabilities, the more of like I don't have any cameras, video cameras or whatnot to make that work to where I would want it to be at the level of which I want it to be produced. Also, I just moved here. I mean, I luckily in Denver, Colorado, we have a lot of forests, a lot of mountains, and all that stuff. But I wouldn't even know where to shoot that, and if I could even possibly shoot an entire thing in one day, or would I have to do multiple days? There's a lot of logistic issues with it. So that's why I went with space, just because of its, I guess, compatibility with what the awards has been in the past, but also the ability to kind of do a more expansive story with the awards. I think space allows a lot less restriction on what the story can be, the settings you can pick. I mean, how many science fiction like I think with science fiction in general, it's kind of just a mix of so many things, and you can do so much with it. So I think making this space theme was a good choice. I mean, so far it feels like a good choice. I'm recording this as of December 28th. So we'll see if it's a good choice, if it all works out. But yeah. All right, so I just took a shower after finishing the script for the Warzone Awards. It is, let's see here. It is 18 pages long, over 11,000 words. So it's actually a little bit shorter than last year's awards, but I think the reasoning for that is that there's less bits. In fact, there's really no bits at all. There's just jokes throughout a story. Obviously, if you watch the awards, you can see that this is more of a story-driven award show. There isn't commercials or anything like that, which is a change of pace for me, and was a different challenge for me. But I'm pretty happy with at least how it's written out. We'll see how I'm going to be able to execute some of the stuff in here. Some things might change from the script. Some things might be added. We'll see. But I'm probably going to start recording some of the nominee introduction segments right now in Premiere. And then the other parts where I'm going to be on camera, I'm going to record separately and then basically plug those in around my recordings. In the past, I would, with Ethan, we would both record our own microphones and we go through the whole script. Usually it took about 2 or 3 hours. And then afterwards, I'd have to cut out each section and find any maybe errors or whatnot, and then we'd have to re-record again and fix those errors. So this time I'm going to be recording straight in Adobe Premiere for at least the nominee parts, and I'm going to be able to edit them on the fly that way and see if there's any mistakes. I can just fix them right then and there. And then when I'm editing it as I'm going, I will know for a fact, okay, this is done, this section's done. So I'm hoping that in the long run, this will save a lot more time. So we'll see. And then later on, I'll be able to add visuals and whatnot to it. So yeah, the hardest part, besides, I mean, the next part's pretty hard too, but I think the script has always been the hardest part for me in terms of the Warzone Award process. So having it done is pretty relieving. And, I hit the due date of the 16th. I actually pretty much had it done earlier this week. I kind of just fine-tuning it throughout the week. And I just kind of finished it up this morning, and I knew it was finished. So, yeah, pretty in a pretty good spot right now to meet February 12th on time. So, but now the next couple weeks are very important, and I need to make sure I can uh, continue this train of productivity. But yeah. Well, actually, I had to scratch that whole working in Adobe Premiere thing because I totally forgot that the mic settings aren't going to be the same that they are in OBS, that they are going to be in Premiere, and to avoid there being like any sort of sound difference, I'm like, let me just record everything in OBS. I think that'll be easier. So scratch that. So instead of me recording in Premiere like I originally wanted to, I did wind up recording in OBS. And I found just a little thing that will save me a lot of time though, that couldn't really do in the past, which is after we have a good take of something, I just clapped, so I knew exactly where to go in the edit. So um, super helpful because before I have to like listen to each one and be like, was this the one where we had a good take? I don't remember, but this time I just clapped after I thought I had a good take, so I can just go right to there and cut it right from the WAV file. So sick. All right, so I've been doing some green screen tests with using my webcam, which I've never done before. Last year, I used this camera actually on this phone to record myself for that like beach intro scene, and I've been having issues already with the green screen, and that was even before I put on the suit. So I'm about to see if I might have to scrap this astronaut suit that I spent $30 on. Uh, but yeah, this is the best I can go with so far. I mean, it's not terrible, but like that kind of shit bothers me. But I might play around with it a little bit more. I don't know. We'll see. All right, so actually got it to where the suit still shows, so that's I guess a win for that. Um, there's some clipping on like the helmet, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna wear the helmet the entire the entire time. Like obviously you could tell I'm in an astronaut suit already. And there is some flickering on the suit itself, like well, it just passed, but um, I think you can see it there. And it's weird because it's like not really green on the suit, but I don't know how that's happening. But honestly, like this is the best I've gotten it so far in the hour that I've spent on this. And sometimes you just gotta move on. I'm gonna try a couple small things. I might actually zoom the camera out because it's obviously cropping on the top of the helmet here. I'm gonna see if that maybe helps it. I don't know if it'll make it worse. We'll see though. We'll see. But all right, so what I actually did was zoom out the camera just a little bit so that the helmet never should clip the top. Um, couldn't really zoom out too much, but I did a little bit. And while it didn't at first make the green screen any better, it did just remove the, like I said, the clipping at the top. There was a lot of issues on the left side. So what I did was actually zoom back in Premiere, and I was able to get rid of a lot of like the green screen issues I was having. And there's actually two, I think the term is alpha keys, which is what you use in Premiere to get rid of green screens. Actually use two alpha keys, one for the basic green tone that is majority of the thing, and then there's a couple shadows just because of lighting issues that just I've always had trouble with, and there's just nothing I can really do about it.
and I removed, so I actually have two alpha keys, one to remove the shadows on the green screen and then the green screen itself. And this is, I think this is what we get here, and I think it's the best I'm going to get it. There is a little bit of clipping like here, and sometimes when I move my helmet a certain direction, there's some clipping there, but like, honestly, it's pretty damn good considering what it was at first and whatnot. I did also add a Fuji f1.25 Codec 2393, which was what Adobe made. So as a kind of a film look to it, and I increased the vibrance on it. Actually, I made it 100% to make this much more crystal clear. And I threw in some tints and whatnot, and I came up with this. So it's slightly green because I found that the recording, my face looked very pink. So I'm like, okay, I need to make myself look a little bit more human. So I did that. You can see my lips are still a little red, but I think I'm okay with that for now. And I added a kind of a slight green tint that I think makes it a little bit more spacey, and kind of reminds me of some of the early 80s, late 70s sci-fi films. Yeah, I think it's coming out pretty good. Now I'm going to do the actual recordings now, and hopefully everything stays consistent as best I can. And part of me has to accept that this is what it is. Sometimes you just got to roll with what you got. I don't have a huge production studio here, and big budget or anything like that. So at the very least, I'm happy with it so far. So now it's just executing me acting to see how it goes. I'm hoping to at least knock out just day one of video stuff. Hoping to knock it out over the weekend. I'm hoping, I'm hoping that I can knock it out in these 2 days here. So we'll see. I should have also shown the kind of what we're working with here. So it's kind of a mess, but it is what it is right now. This is the video studio I quickly workshopped together. I already had these lights I was using for streaming for a couple weeks now, and whatnot. But yeah, I added the green screen in the back. Lighting isn't perfect, but it's the best I can do really with this setup. I put the blinds down, and usually the light I have over here is off, but for when I was doing the video stuff. But yeah, good stuff. I'm gonna stop talking because my throat is actually really, really hurting. All right, so today's day 2 of the video shoot thing. Just kind of like I said, I mentioned yesterday, I just have the beginning and ending basically to wrap up. Hoping to knock it out before noon today so I can rest my voice and take a little break from doing all this. So yeah, wish me luck.
Without question, this map will be used by the strategic community in the various ladders for years to come. Alright, so yesterday, Sunday, I finished up the video stuff, as you can kind of see here. And now, up next, I'm moving on to nominee animations. Kind of like working through the things that are most time consuming and hope to knock those out as soon as possible. And the earlier I knock those out, the more time I can spend on just making the show more sexier, I guess, for lack of a better phrase. But yeah, once I get these animations done, like after that, it's mostly just like music and sound and whatnot. Here's the timeline so far, roughly. It says it's over 2 hours, 2 hours and 8 minutes. I doubt it will even be close to that, but we'll see. Maybe I'll throw a screenshot in for last year's show of what the timeline looked finished, so you can kind of like maybe compare it from where this show is currently to that one. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool to see as I'm working all the different layers and stuff. I don't know. I'm kind of a sucker for that kind of stuff. It kind of shows your productivity in a way, and kind of rewarding to see it all layered up. Another reason I would recommend using After Effects for something like this, where you're doing a lot of repetitive things. In Premiere, you'd have a lot of layers. I mean, I already have a lot of layers for animations and whatnot. In terms of the final view of it, but I will say that using After Effects, and I'm glad like we've been doing that the last couple of years, and I've only gotten better at it throughout the years of doing it, and more confident in it. One thing I'll say is that the reason I would recommend doing it is that you can easily replace files, and without having to like completely do the animation over again. So I can just replace each one of these files, so I can quickly move along. I don't have to keep changing the opacity and changing the location and all that stuff. It's literally just replacing and exporting. It's pretty neat. Might not be able to tell in this camera, but while doing the animations, I found a mistake in like all the map award cards. So best small map, best medium map, best large map, best creative map, best strategic map, and map of the year. I found out that for some reason the color is different. So that's black. Then if you look at like best ladder performance, it's that gray. I didn't realize this until now, but at least I found it now, and not when the show's about to air. So I might have to go back and basically do all these from scratch. Luckily, I saved most of these pictures here, but still, it's gonna be a pain in the ass to have to type all these and try to get them exactly how they were before. But I'm not gonna do it right away, but I'm probably gonna do it this week at some point when I'm not frustrated. But yeah, this is another reason why I guess it's good to just double check, triple check. Like even when I'm going through the nominee stuff, recordings again, as I'm seeing which order to do them in, there's some that I'm like, oh, maybe I could do a retake of that. So in a way, it kind of all works out to kind of triple check everything. So while it can be frustrating and easily feel like you're fucking up a lot of shit, at the very, I guess at the very least, at least I'm catching it, and we're at a good point. It's still January, still got time to fix some of this stuff. So yeah. All right, I have about 2 more of the nominee animations to fill out. I mean, not talking about the After Effects, but you know what I mean, just having it completely done, looking nice and stuff. The only thing that all of them are gonna need is music, but I'm gonna do music and sound in one go after I get everything cut up. I feel like sound is always a good thing to mess with at the end once you have everything cut up, because you might have to edit it again anyways if you start adding things in. So once I get everything compiled, the timeline compiled, then I'll add music and sound effects and all that good stuff. So yeah, but almost there. And once we get through this, to me, this is where the real fun begins. Not that I'm not having fun with any of this stuff, but this is where I really enjoy like putting things together, having the chunks all done, and like just fine tuning things and adding transitions and all that. That's where for me, like, I really enjoy putting my work in. And then this is really also like one of the more time consuming things is putting all these together. So having this done is just a good sigh of relief. And what's the date? Oh, 128. Ahead of schedule, baby. You love to see it. All right, so it's February 5th, and I just finished up pretty much everything that I can do right now. The only thing left, I just need to reach out to a couple people, is need to finish the credits, and then I'm also gonna get the Karolanka performance video, hopefully later this week. But yeah, February 4th, and I'm pretty much done. I finished the trophies this morning, put those into the timeline, and then I went through and added award titles and descriptions into the timeline as well. And I also finished the order of events section. So, yeah, pretty exciting. It's like I can see the finish line now. I mean, I feel like I could have seen the finish line the last week or so, but now it's like right there, and it's just need to take a couple more steps. So, yeah, really exciting, really exciting. But I will let y'all know when I finish it. But I'm hoping to do a export today, later today. I'm gonna watch it and just triple check everything and whatnot. In the past, I haven't really had the opportunity to usually do an export and then do a very big detailed clean. So hopefully this week I can double check, make sure timing of things is good, scene changes are good, music sounds good, all that stuff. So yeah, really exciting. Do one more, but all right, so it's Friday morning, the day before the awards. I just did a export of the whole thing, including Karolanka's performance. So this should be pretty much the final cut. I'm just doing one more watch through just to make sure I didn't miss anything. But yeah, one more sleep. It's getting a little nervous now, but should be fun. Should be fun. All right, so I'm glad I uploaded it now and figured it out now. But it's now Friday at 3 p.m. and I finally got it up on YouTube, the final cut. And then I realized, for some reason, my play header got moved before I exported it, so it shaved off 15 seconds from the video. So I gotta re-export it again just for that 15 seconds right at the start. I wish there was an easy way to do this, but I'm gonna have it sit for 2 hours again, and then it took about 2.5 hours for it to upload on YouTube. And I'm just glad I did this now, and it's not, not Saturday an hour before the show starts. So this happens every year, where something goofy happens with the export, and it's always something super simple. But well, back to waiting. All right, so I exported the final cut a second time, and okay, the stuff that I thought I fixed wasn't updated properly. Like there's some like extra spaces in the credits, and I have to frickin' export it again. So yay, but luckily I have enough time to triple, quadruple check. But I thought everything was fixed, and I guess just should have checked the credits one last time, because I updated a bunch of stuff this morning, and then when I did the export, it frickin' didn't do it moved everything by 15 seconds for some reason, the markers. And now I guess it didn't save any updates I made. Hi cat, hello, making a bunch of fucking noise. Yeah, I'm frustrated because it's a lot of it just takes so long to export the video. It takes about 2 hours, and I hate that. Like, I made updates this morning, and it basically was a waste of time for everything. So I'm gonna have to do it again. I'll probably just do it. I'm supposed to stream tonight. I'm gonna still stream tonight, so I'm just gonna do it going into bed, and then upload it in the morning, early in the morning, and all that. So basically today was wasted, but I'm just glad once again that I got this show basically done a week early. And it's just classic Devin, where like I thought I had something correct, and then it wasn't correct, and then the thing I originally had correct wasn't saved, and just classic me, I guess. But yeah. Alright, so we just got some coffee. Well, I didn't get coffee, I got hot chocolate because I have a lot of anxiety, and caffeine with anxiety doesn't do too hot. So, as you can see, it snowed a lot here overnight in Colorado. But yeah, it's Saturday morning. I've got about 4 hours till the show starts, a little bit less than that. It's 9:17 a.m. Show starts 1 p.m. my time. But yeah, very exciting. Just gonna get back and triple check a lot of stuff, and the YouTube version's uploading now, and I gotta make sure Streamlabs is all good. I set up MooBot for the giveaway and whatnot, but yeah, it's just counting down the hours and trying to not be so anxious. But yeah, see you all there. All right, so we're about 15 minutes away from starting. Actually, less than that. I think it's about closer to almost 10 minutes at this point. We got some people in chat early. We actually had someone in chat over an hour early, so that's pretty cool. We never had that before, having people coming in early and chatting, getting excited. In a way, it kind of calms my nerves because I've been so anxious for the last couple hours here. Barely can eat anything or drink anything. But yeah, we'll be starting soon, and I hope everything works out. I double checked to make sure that we got a good Wi-Fi signal, Ethernet signal. I messaged Fizzer to make sure everything's good with him on his end. So yeah, now you're just waiting, and we'll see what happens. All right, we have about 3 seconds. Let's do it. Hopefully everything's good. All right, we're live now. Fizzer boos immediately when he comes in here. All right, well, we're live. Hell yeah, let's do it, baby. All right, we're about almost 10 minutes left of the countdown. Let's go, baby. Watching on the TV out here. Literally, my hands are shaking. I can't even hold this freaking phone. I'm gonna be popping in from the desktop computer and the TV just see how it looks, because I think on the TV it looks kind of cool. So. All right, so just ended the stream, took off the astronaut suit and all that. Finally found my phone. I somehow lost my phone after the credits because I changed the scene over to the post-show kind of little countdown thing, and I don't know why, but I put the phone in our laundry room. I don't know what happened there, but so I was just catching up on text and tweets and all that stuff. But yeah, it was a freaking amazing show. I mean, to see people, be there since the moment it began and being at the very end, despite like time zone differences or whatnot, just amazing. And just to see people interacting with the performances, really, really cool. Like during Karolanka's thing, people were singing the lyrics back to them when they asked them to, and there's one part where I asked people to clap and people were clapping in chat. It was just a wall of people clapping. It was just freaking awesome. And yeah, it's just, and we had I think at one point we had 170 people watching, which I think is pretty good considering I think last year's show we hit like close to 250, but I think most of the reason for that was the pandemic and people being locked inside and whatnot, and people being less busy. But still, to hit 170 was just amazing, and have people. I think at the end of the show after the credits, it was still over 100. So just great numbers, great interactions. If anything, I feel like the interactions this year were more personal this year. I think people, just really enjoyed it on a different level than maybe past years. I don't know. You let me know. But yeah, just I don't know. I'm just a little overwhelmed right now and trying to take it easy. I might go eat some dinner because I haven't ate anything since having a breakfast bagel or whatever when we got coffee earlier. But yeah, just finished up the show and everything, and just trying to bask in the moment a little bit and just kind of de-escalate and till next year, you know, till next year. But thank you all for watching and whatnot, and appreciate it. Just walking the dog. Hi, Mick. Hello. And about to go to bed after this, but yeah, great Warzone awards. And would you look at that? Almost full moon. Almost full moon. Almost you know, you can't tell on the camera, but almost like the moon logo. Man, I'm freaking tired. It's been a long day, but yeah, just wanted to share that.